Yeah, we're going to bring Gingee on right now, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is MLC Radio. I even wore a little bit of makeup tonight, y'all, just for Gingee. She always rocks the purple and the blue. That's her style. So I was like, let me get a little purple and blue on for you tonight.
Hey, I got my blue highlighter right here.
I was like, I'm going to do that for her tonight.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me. I appreciate this space, and like I was looking at some of the other interviews. I love the vibe, and I really like your visuals too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we've been doing some experimenting with the visuals over here as well, and
it's fun, right?
It's been fun. Like, you know, despite everything, like, you know, I've learned a few things about live streaming and stuff. So just make the most of it, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I love your glasses too.
Thank you. I was like, I'm gonna dress funky for her tonight.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Hello, everyone that's tuning in. This is Much Love Creations Radio. So on Tuesdays, I do Travel Tuesday, and I bring on artists who are doing work for the community, and especially if they're doing work for Indigenous communities. I want to bring them on and showcase the work that they've been doing as far as their artistry, and just share a little bit of, you know, some of the work that you've been doing with the community as well. Let people know what's going on right now. And I just also want to know, like, what you're up to now, like what's new with you as far as music is concerned. But before we get into all of that, like, I just really want folks to like know exactly who you are, who've never seen you before. Like, introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is Gingee. I am an LA native, and I produce music, I record my music, I do vocals, rap, I play gongs, which you'll see back here, and different percussion, and like I'm known as the girl who incorporates Filipino traditional sounds within her beats. So yeah, and I've had the pleasure to be able to join you on a few different events in the community. Like, I think the last time I saw you was at the Airliner.
Oh man, was that the last show we did together? It might have been.
Possibly. Well, I was just there to support the last one, but I think you were freestyling.
Oh, okay. Well, that would always happen at the Airliner.
You're really dope at freestylers.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And like another time I had seen you, rest in peace, Airliner, by the way. I mean, there's so many memories. I mean,
Night and Day, and I had a long conversation about that last week too.
Yeah. Oh my God, so many memories there, and yeah, it's like our playground. But I saw you do your solo thing downstairs, and like I was like, oh, what? I didn't know you got down like that. So like I was really impressed. So that's really dope.
I appreciate that. And how did you get started making music? Like, did you start at a young age, or you just kind of fell into it?
Do you mean like just in music in general, or like actually like recording stuff and like making
music
beats?
In general, because you know, you play a traditional instrument.
Yeah, well, I mean, I always was around music because my family, like my dad always had like drums around the house and like guitars and stuff. And my sister was a drummer and in bands, and like my mother's like brothers were all in bands and stuff. And so I was just like, I was exposed to that a lot, and just like appreciation for like Latin music, like because of dancing. My titos and titas loved to like do salsa dance, and like they would make me play the record for them or play a CD for them. So I kind of was like DJing for them in a way, but I didn't realize it yet. And then from there, just like in school, like different instruments, like, you know, I played the violin, I played the piano, and I played the guitar. And then when I went to college, I was able to learn more about like world music traditions. Like I took Balinese gamelan class for 3 years, and also the dance, and that's a whole orchestra of like gongs from Bali, Indonesia. And I just like took a bunch of classes in non-Western music because it was like a conscious choice of, I want to learn about non-Western music, because if you just take straight up music, it's all about Western music.
Mm-hmm.
So I always tell the story of, I went to a music theory class to check it out, because I never considered myself much of like a theory like person per se, but like I opened the textbook and like the first thing that it says is Western music is the most superior of all music and therefore the most worthy of study. I mean, like I was just like, okay, I gotta explore alternatives, because, you know, non-Western music is just such a rich, like, you know, it's just like just Indian music by itself is like so complex, and like you could go really deep into that. Filipino music, the traditions, and like, you know, just learning more about my culture, like pre-colonial culture, and like really embracing it as like, wow, this is like truly, you know, what my ancestors like came from. I mean, like Spanish influenced music is also a part of us as well, but I was just very like taken by the fact that we have our own music traditions, and I was like, these are my roots. Like, why not explore that more? And like just try to incorporate it, because like there's not many, like, you know, you don't hear about that a lot, or I don't have like a lot of role models, you know, to look up to as a Filipino in music, like necessary. I mean, there are a few definitely. With like traditional music, you have to dig a little harder. So like I'm just glad that I did find a community around it, and it's like really beautiful. I mean, it's a small community, but it's growing. So yeah.
Awesome.
And so that's just like learning about music. And then just to answer more of your question of like, how did I start making beats and stuff, like, well, I started collecting vinyl and getting into DJing and like beats, and like I decided I wanted to take music production classes, and I took it at Scratch Academy.
Oh, no. I didn't know.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. That was like 2005 that I took my first Ableton class, and I was like, I had the feeling, I was like, I'm on a journey. Like, this is just the beginning of my journey. I already know. So from there, I was just like, damn, I got to learn this. Because as a female, especially, like, I'm sure, you know, as an artist, like, you know, it can get kind of frustrating sometimes, like working with other people, waiting on other people. So I was like, I can't wait on other people. So, yeah, I just like really was determined to just learn as much as I can. And it's a never ending learning, to be honest. Like music production is just like, there's so much to it that, I mean, but I'm all about like, do what you can with what you know at the time, and, you know, just build on that and just keep building. And yeah, so.
That's dope. I did not know that you went to Scratch Academy.
Yeah, I mean, it was called Beat Making 101 was my first Ableton class. And then I took other couple online courses, point blank, and just like picking stuff up from different people, different friends, like hanging out with different producers, and just like you learn little tips and tricks here and there. And
yeah, because the first person I met you with was Night and Day.
Yeah.
It was at the Radiotron anniversary.
Radiotron, I love Radiotron. Like I love that we have our own LA culture, like the poppers and the lockers and the breakers and the graph art, and that's just such a beautiful like scene, and like I feel so like lucky to have been part of that at all. Like Carmelo is like the dude, right?
Yeah.
He's the guy. He's a legend for sure. Can I ask you how you got into music?
Oh,
too?
Sure. Wow. Okay.
Or how you got into emceeing?
Well, actually, I was just talking to someone about this today. So, I mean, I've been writing poetry since I was young. I've been making up my own songs with my great grandmother, like since I was like really little. We'd just write little songs together. But when I was in college, my first year of school, the towers went down. It was 2001, and it was like I was maybe 3 weeks into school when it happened. But that day,
did you say college? You started college then?
2001.
Yeah, same. I was a freshman in 2001 as well. Yeah, crazy time. Yeah.
So honestly, that event really changed my life because I mean, I had always had an activist spirit, and I grew up around Panthers and other like Black history folks because my mom had me around that when I was young. But it wasn't until that happened that I really became an activist. And through being an activist is when I really started writing poetry and like doing open mics, hosting open mics. And then eventually I was doing at a march, and the police were messing with me, and the Brown Berets were there, and they pulled me to the side, and they were like, "You cool?" And I was like, you know, they're like, "Don't give the cops no information, da da da." And I was like, "Who are these guys?" And we just ran into each other a couple more times. We ended up trading information. I got some of their members to perform at one of my shows at Cal State Monterey, and I ended up performing at their show, opening up for Immortal Technique.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was my first like show. And
wow.
My group started that day.